Everybody, it's Chip again. Just wanted to get back with you. It's been a little while since I posted a video, and a lot has happened over the last month or so since you've seen me and I've been able to talk to you. So, the real estate market is the weirdest real estate market I've seen since I started investing in real estate in 1998. It's just undeterminable on a month-to-month basis what things are going to look like and what things are doing. It's very interesting, and as a real estate professional, it can be frustrating at times. However, and as a consumer, either looking to sell or buy real estate, it can be very confusing and somewhat unknowing on what to do and where to move. And I think that's where we are from a housing market perspective. We've got a lot of sellers who really don't want to lose the low rate they've achieved over the last several years and sell and have to buy into a home with a higher rate. And we've got a lot of buyers who are renters or first-time home buyers, or even people who really need to sell and either move down or move up, who are wanting to buy that really just don't know what to do. And so to that end, always consult with your real estate professional, whether it's me or another realtor at Hillcrest Realty Group, if you're a local person here in North Carolina, or whoever your realtor is or your real estate professional is. Consult with them, find out what your local market is doing, because what I have found is every market in the country is different. And that's typical for real estate. It's always location, 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 and it's market, community, local centric type of business. However, today, in today's market, from a national perspective, there are states who are performing extremely well in real estate with values continuing to rise, towns doing the same thing, and then there are states and communities and towns that are going in the opposite direction, and they have some home values that are starting to see decreases, and of course home sales are well lower than they were 12 months ago. National Association of Realtors came out with a statistic showing that for our spring, the beginning of our spring market this year in March, we're 22% lower in the number of closed sales and pending contracts than we were this time last year in 2022 in March. So, the market's down almost a quarter percent. 25%, a quarter of a basis point from a year ago, and that's pretty significant in terms of the number of houses either coming on the market or being sold and closed, and buyers buying houses. So, another thing that we need to keep an eye on, and a real concern for me, on my mind, is the amount of inventory and amount of housing available to be purchased is shrinking significantly. Now, don't get me wrong, like in our local market here, we have more inventory on the market now than we probably did this time last year. However, it's not because of new houses coming on the market or even existing homes coming on the market that people have decided to sell. It's a higher number of availability homes because homes are selling slower. So they're sitting on the market longer. And we've seen that trend over the last 12 months, trending up, but now more so than ever. Houses are taking a little bit longer to sell than we've been used to over the last several years. But it's a more normalized type situation, and you've heard me say that a lot over the last year, that the market has more normalized back to maybe 60, 90 days on the market before something sells, versus 2 hours with multiple offers, which is untenable and unsustainable. But all that being said, is home builders see the writing on the wall in terms of mortgage rates are higher, but there are fewer buyers in the buyer pool from an affordability perspective because of rates and home prices. And so they've started to slow their building of new homes significantly in the country, and that is going to really wreak havoc on our inventory, maybe not in 2023 any more so than it already has, but in future years. That you got to think there's always a lag when builders slow down getting building permits and buying lots and starting homes, whether they're spec homes or pre-sale homes, typically that lag takes about a year or two to really show its true colors and the ramifications of not having those builds available. And so my thought process is our market is going to continue to be tight all over the country from an inventory perspective of homes, new homes and existing homes, for the foreseeable future. You heard that the Feds did hike the interest rates another quarter basis point last month. There are some people who anticipate another quarter basis point increase. There are another half of the economists that I'm reading that say the Fed is done raising rates. They're going to take a pause for a significant period of time and see how things shake out, which is, in my opinion, what they should do and probably what they should have done at the end of last year before we rolled into 2023. It's just take a break, take a pause, let everything manifest and come into fruition, and see what happens with the rate increases they've already accomplished over the last year. And so hopefully they're going to take that to heart from some of the major economists that are recommending that out there, and they're going to pause the rate increases hopefully throughout 2023 and beyond. And if you remember last year, early in the year, I was predicting that in 2023, by the end of 2023, the Fed would actually need to pivot and start lowering interest rates to help boost the economy, because we are already and have been in a housing recession, and we've been teetering on the brink of a normal economic recession in the United States and really around the world for, probably 8 months now. So the statistical model of what actually is a technical recession, I think, is coming down the pike over the next couple of quarters, and I think you will see perhaps the Fed even retract some rate movement, go backwards versus forward in terms of rates towards the end of 2023. The proof's in the pudding. We'll just have to wait and see. But things have slowed down significantly from a real estate perspective. Things are not really slowing down really tremendously from an overall economic perspective, which is fantastic, which is keeping us afloat and our noses and eyes above water from a recession perspective, economic recession perspective. However, that probably is going to be changing. Job numbers continue to look pretty impressive, even with the multitude of headwinds that are really pushing us in the wrong direction, including the Fed, who keeps interest rates higher. We're really trying to slow the economy in a big way. They're really trying to create a higher level of unemployment to keep spending levels tampered down. And the unemployment rate is still at a record low, 3.5%, which is fantastic. People who want to work are typically working right now and are continuing to do so. The interesting thing is the news I keep reading on an almost daily basis, especially in the technology sector, but also seeing some in the service sector, are the number of layoffs that companies are doing, and a lot of big chunk layoffs, 10,000 people, 20,000 people, 30,000 people in some of these big companies, especially the tech side. And so we'll have to keep an eye on that, but so far it has not negatively impacted the unemployment rate really at all. Again, there are all kinds of lagging indicators that will show up a little bit later on, and we'll have to see how that plays out. But for now, housing market is still what it has been: low inventory, higher rates, higher unaffordability factor. I did a segment last year where I called us now a renter nation, and I still hold true to that. I think there are a lot more people who will be renting homes versus buying homes currently and into the future over the next several years. But again, I predict in towards the end of 2023, rates will start dropping a little bit. That'll help in a big way, hopefully into 2024. And I also predicted a year ago to watch out for 2025, because I think 2025 is going to be a banner year for the economy and for the real estate markets around the country. And so hang in there. If you need to buy, buy. It's not a bad time. If you need to sell, sell. Yes, you may end up moving from a 3 or 4% rate into a 5.5 to potentially 7.5% rate, depending on your circumstances. And so that rate difference makes your payment bigger in the next house. However, sellers are negotiating with buyers more so now than they have in the last 2 to 3 years. And so it's still an opportunity to churn and move if you need to or if you want to. So give your realtor a call, get an update on your local market, see what's going on, and they should be able to tell you the pros and the cons of selling, the pros and the cons of buying right now, and what you should be looking for. So until next time, I'll catch you later.